The YD1, our first two-cylinder bike, is very much a Japanese original and not based on other motorcycles imported from other countries. The YA1 was partly based on a German motorcycle, but the YD1 was completely a Japanese design.
The YD1 was not only a 250, but it was a twin, and I think it really expanded the scope of what post-war Japanese rider could do on a motorcycle. It could take him longer distances. It was a bigger, more performance-oriented motorcycle. It kind of pointed the way to where Japan was going to go in terms of their motorcycle production.
The YD1 would become a classic statement of Yamaha's design philosophy.
This is the first twin-cylinder Yamaha. We didn't want to cover the engine or any of the other parts. Letting people see those parts was our design philosophy.
Atsushi Ishiyama is the keeper of the flame for Yamaha's design philosophy. He's been designing Yamaha motorcycles for more than 50 years.
We use color to create a two-tone fuel tank. We use the color white to make the tank shiny in the light, which makes it more beautiful.
There are times when Yamaha's really kind of stood out. Yamaha tended to take some chances on the styling and the color use and everything, and it seems to have worked really well for them.
It was the original Yamaha Super Sport motorcycle.
Just 3 years after getting into the motorcycle business, Yamaha took the next big step. They began selling motorcycles overseas. In 1958, the YD1 became the first Yamaha motorcycle ever sold in the United States.
You know, my father used to ride the early Yamaha air-cooled twin two-stroke 250s. I really thought those were really cool bikes.
I think it also put a bit of a performance angle into the Japanese market, where there maybe hadn't been one before, a performance-oriented angle, which really kind of paved the way for Yamaha and their racing success with two-strokes.
In the late 1960s, Yamaha created the first motorcycle ever designed from the ground up as a bike you could ride on the street or in the dirt. Their timing was perfect. The DT1 went on sale in America as baby boomers were coming of age. Times were good, people had money, and they were looking for adventure. It was the right bike at the right time.
The DT1 was first sold in 1968. It was really popular in the United States. It was an off-road trail bike.
Right at a time when Americans were really getting excited about motorcycling, DT1 came about and said, look, you can ride it on the street, you can ride it on the dirt. And the thing about the DT1 is it was such a good basic design.
The DT1 was another example of Kondo, the ancient philosophy of connecting shapes and beauty with human emotions. For American riders, the DT1 really hit an emotional chord.
The DT1 was one of those bikes that really covered a lot of ground and introduced untold thousands and thousands of people into the off-road sport of motorcycling, and really bridged the gap from street to dirt riding.
In 15 years, Yamaha had gone from copying a German bike to creating designs of its own. The DT1 even created a new segment in the motorcycle market. What happened next would make Yamaha the second largest motorcycle company in the world. In 1970, Yamaha took a major risk, investing serious time and money in building its first motorcycle with a four-stroke engine.
In 1970, we built the XS1. It was a breakthrough for Yamaha because it had a four-stroke engine. Before that time, all the motorcycles had two-stroke engines in which the oil and gasoline had to be mixed.
The XS1 was called the XS650 in the States. Its two-cylinder engine was modeled after classic British designs, except the Yamaha version made a lot more power.
The Yamaha 650 Twin was just an amazing motor. It was very, very durable, it was fast, and it stuck around for a long time and was a basis for a lot of really good motorcycles. And it's become one of Yamaha's real classic motorcycles, the 650 Twin.
The XS650 had one of the most advanced engine designs of the day. But as the 1970s drew to a close, Yamaha would need a new cutting-edge design. A new bike, but one still created with a true sense of condo. The Tokyo International Exhibition Center. Built along the Tokyo Bay, it's one of the largest venues in the city. Its nickname is Tokyo's Big Sight. The hall has 250,000 square feet of exhibition space. That's 5 football fields under one roof. Each year, the center hosts one of the premier motorcycle events in the world, the Tokyo International Motorcycle Show. This is where Japanese motorcycle companies always debut their latest models to the public. In 1980, Yamaha introduced the RZ250 at the Tokyo Motorcycle Show. Its shape rocked the motorcycle world. It was Yamaha's newest expression of its classic philosophy of kondo, the impact of beauty on the senses.
It's very narrow, the knee grip is tight, it's a very organic design. The rider's body can fit into the machine completely. The bike and rider become one.
Today, kondo continues to define Yamaha's design philosophy.
Yamaha has the ability to blend that ergonomic package into a bike that gets around the racetrack really well, and also a bike that is very streetable. The motorcycle can be taken out and played with in the canyons, driven to work. You can even ride it cross country if you need to, because it's not a crazy race bike.
This is a sketch of a motorcycle that represents the union of a mechanical machine with the organic human body. The motorcycle looks like a creature that expresses the celebration of life. People all over the world have a common appreciation for beauty. When we design, we think, how can we move people's hearts? We believe a motorcycle is a creature, not just a simple machine. We focus on putting emotions into motorcycles.
For many riders, the ultimate impact of kondo, the way to really stir human emotion, can best be found in the heart of a full-blown sport bike.
In 1985, we built our first sport bike, which has evolved into the R1 series today.
The R1 series was a styling revolution that has influenced the look and shape of almost every modern sport bike.
Something animalistic and edgy, almost insect-like, with the eyes. And I think Yamaha really did kind of start the trend that you see now on everybody's big inline four-cylinder bikes, the sport bikes, is that that look that the R1 generated. It's 10 years ago. Doesn't seem like 10 years ago, but the R1 was really a breakthrough sport bike.